Hey everyone, and welcome back to Jurassic World Evolution. Today we are going to build a new park. This is going to be Bumpy's Tiny Park, and if you want to know more about that, stick with me because we're going to start right away. Alright, let's do it. So, this idea came to my mind after the last Planet Zoo episode, because I asked you guys what has happened in the meantime and what you want to see more of, and people mentioned Tiny Zoo from Planet Zoo, and I thought, you know what, why not do Tiny Zoo in Jurassic World Evolution 2, in fact. And so here we are building a tiny zoo in a way, or like a tiny Jurassic Park if you want, and this is going to be something rather interesting because I haven't done this quite yet in Jurassic World Evolution at all. I mean, I know that people have done it, but especially because of all the new pieces, and you can see already that I'm using Freebuild for now, but this is the only mod we are using in today's build, including the fences mod. This is the only thing we are using. So Freebuild and the expanded fences mod is the only thing we are using. So I wanted to keep it as much vanilla as possible in terms of the new pieces, just to make sure that we have a good feeling about the, new pieces, what they're capable of. And I just can't help myself as to use Freebuild. It's just so much better to use Freebuild. I'm not gonna lie, this is one big thing. But yeah, you can see we've got two entrance booths over here, using the two paddocks of the Raptors actually as some towers, because I just like the looks of it a bit more, and just to give the feeling of this tiny zoo, or tiny park if you want. And we are starting with two little enclosures, I gotta call them, because they're not really big, like very tiny, just as it is, the tiny zoo or tiny park. But the emphasis should be really on a highly detailed park, and I'm guessing we will have like 3 to maybe 4 episodes, and then this is it. So nothing crazy, nothing huge as a series, just a very short one, testing out what the new pieces can deliver, and especially this piece over here, which is one of my favorite. Immediately, the little concrete wall, because that is just so easy to have, like a low fence that is in a way just at eye level of the people. It's kind of like eye level. It's a little bit higher than you would expect it to be from the looks of it, and just in total it all looks a lot smaller than it actually is. Like, if you have guests for reference, in the real-time part we will have some, you will definitely see how much bigger it is than it actually seems to, just because the sizes in the game are all by default. They are just so much bigger by default because of dinosaurs. That's the reason why, because of dinosaurs. And yeah, here we are here with the first enclosure, and the other one is just on the other side, making sure that we use the space available kind of nicely to direct the people through the middle. And I'm also using this wall over here, as you can see, the concrete wall, also to get a bit of styling in here, all trying to really go into a really park-ish approach, and making sure that everything in the park is meant to be like a little theme park-ish, a bit more theme park-ish than what I used to do, with like sidelines, and making sure people's flow is kind of considered in a different way. And yeah, we are also putting a lot more emphasis this time around on the facilities, like especially the guest facilities, making sure that the amenity demand is fulfilled to really get as many people into this tiny zoo as we can. I never focused on guests in this game, and I'm quite certain that I want to try this time around, just to have a better feeling of what it looks when it's pretty crowded. Remember our Grand Canyon Park that is still going on, my still going on vanilla project. This one especially is pretty hard to, to consider a good park in terms of guests, because there's just not enough amenities in there, and just not enough good stuff. So that is why. And I mean, there's just too little to have in there as to what we would need to have. But now it's time again for the comment of the episode, and this one in particular is very important. The Odd Dinosaur claims that it's a bit frustrating that the last gen console players can't have different eras in one park. And honestly, and I thought out on Twitter that Evolution Square did already do a little thread about this. It's kind of a little downer, you know, because we all are one community, and this is also why the main reason why I keep on doing vanilla projects, or as much vanilla as possible for you guys as well, because I know there are a lot of console players out there. And just once and for all, maybe not enough people know about this, the last gen consoles can't mix the different eras. It is a limitation to, I'm not quite sure what they said in the first place, but I think it's a limitation in RAM and in capacity of the consoles, just as the last gen consoles can also not have that many pieces and coasters in Planet Coaster console version compared to the new generation ones. Now this is all about power, memory capacity, RAM, and so on and so forth, because on console you have to maintain a certain performance, and hence they have to limit the game in a way, whether it's going to be a graphic that is just lowered by default, or if it's you know via these kind of things that I just mentioned. It is a little bit sad, to be honest, but yeah, I can understand that, but it would be really nice if there would be more and more transparent information about this, because that would help to understand to why they do certain things, and that would be only fair to you last gen console players out there. So I'm very sorry for you that I can't give you a little hint like you have to enable that in the menu. You just simply can't, and that is definitely a downer, but I wanted to include that. And yeah, just as a reminder, if you guys want to be featured in the comment of the episode, keep commenting down below, whatever you want, but keep commenting in my videos, and I'm trying to really use these comments as much as possible in my different videos to give you a bit of a, you know, exchange also in my videos. So hope that is still something that you guys like. Now, let's talk quite a little bit more about this build. You can see that I'm focusing a lot more on the main street here. There are a couple of things that I'm not like entirely sure with how they look at the end, but I'll talk more about that in the real-time part. But other than that, I'm quite happy with the overall layout. I'm quite happy with all of this. And also, I might just add why I chose Isla Sorna for that, because I'm still on the verge of making a video about the different types of maps and rank them according to the different individual trees that we get. Because with this new layer, we have a certain new layer of decision making when it comes to which map you're using. Mainly because the maps offer different individual trees, and they work differently in terms of how well they can be used for like a planter, or like for a dense little background or whatnot. So they are not all equally good, and they are not all equally useful in these different maps, but we will talk about that in a dedicated video, because I think that's very important to understand which map has which different individual trees, especially for those who don't want to play with mods. I'm quite certain that the modding community will open up this in no time, and I'm also very curious to see if they maybe can also open up the overall mod for like expanded scenery and stuff, if they could integrate that into this brand new menu over here, which would be ridiculous. I mean, that would be absolutely mad, but that's not complaining. That's just like trying to go even one more step ahead, you know. That would be really cool. But yeah, here you can see already the way we are going. This is already the first proper look at how this is all looking. I'm going to put some dinosaurs in, which we are going to have a look at in a moment. Obviously, we're going to have Bumpy in one. And since I couldn't fit any water in this side of the main street, in this habitat, I decided to use a fountain, a brand new fountain, as like a little drink source for the dinosaurs, because effectively that is just what it is. It is a little source for drinking, and you can see the dinosaurs roaming around in there. And again, this is just a tiny thing. But now let's move over to the real-time part. Alright, so here we are in the real-time part, and you can see this is already the entrance of our little tiny zoo, because it really is not really that much more than a tiny one. And we are just going to do what we can do now. We're going to have the first person mode enabled, and look at that, we can just go through here. Can we actually go through these things? No, we can't. Can we even Oh, come on, we can't really go through here. Can we bug through anything? Oh my god, okay. That is, I didn't plan that well. I thought we can go through here, but we just can't. That is a pity. We can't even go up here. Oh man, can they please fix that? This is something I didn't plan. Okay, let's go out of this and put ourselves back in. Oh my god, I don't know. Why is this happening? Anyways, okay, so we are in the park and you can see one thing that I wasn't too happy with is obviously the signs. I thought they were two-sided, but in fact they are not, so I have to realign them a little. And they're also kind of a little bit floaty because of, you know, the ground being not perfectly flat, but I wanted to also give the ground a bit of a better feeling. But you can see over here, Chasmosaurs, these are just over here. Look at that. This is so cool. Just around, we can just watch over the thing. Oh my god, this is so cool. We can just have a wonderful... Is it... Also, by the way, is that a Chasmosaur? Oh yeah, it is. Okay, so at least I got something right. Let's jump back down into the view. My goodness me, that looks so freaking cool. This is so good. I could have just done that. But yeah, okay, so you can see the habitat, very nice view to them. And then also, can I just mention that I find the wind movement a tad bit too crazy. I mean, we are on an island, fine, I guess, but still. So yeah, this is on this side, and you can always cross over to the other side, making sure that the gas flow is not interrupted that much. And yeah, here you go. There's Bumpy. There is Bumpy in the background, and this is the Bumpy habitat. There should also be another Ankylosaurus. Where's the second one? I have no idea where the second one is. So yeah, actually, you know what I'm going to do real quick? I'm going to real quick just check upon if the guest can't enter the zoo because of that, or why it is, and then I'll come back with you to see how it all works. Alright, there we go. We fixed our issues, and you can see there are some people. In fact, there are a lot of people. In fact, I should have just changed it to guests. By the way, we have too many staff members, but okay, this is something I can always change later. But what you can see, there's already a second Ankylosaur. How cool is that? And also, the reason why they weren't coming is not because of these booths that I deleted those two. Maybe I'm going to do something else with it in the future. Who knows? But I just did delete this. No, the reason was because there is no actual viewing of the dinosaurs. So we had dinosaurs, but there was not a single dinosaur visible for the guest, and hence I put two towers down a little bit further away so that they can actually see the dinosaurs. This is something I need to keep in mind. I haven't actually focused on that, to be honest, because I thought, you know what, they're gonna stand here and see them anyways, but no, of course not, because this is not how the game works. Yeah, my bad. That was definitely my mistake. Anyhow, so let's jump out of the Tagit cam and have a look at our wonderful tiny zoo. So we are going to fill at most, I'm not even sure if we do, but at most this little space in the middle. This is also the main reason why I took Isla Sauna as a spot, because I thought that is just a nice little thing in the middle. This is going to be our center lake kind of thing. We are going to try to have at least the tiny water dinosaurs in here. We're going to have this pretty cramped, and then we'll see how we are going to go from there. Maybe we have a second one in the back at max 2 and a small aviary, and trying to fill in as much as we can. So please keep commenting, and this is now my question for you for the comments. What dinosaurs do you want to see in here? Now, obviously, we have a lot more small dinosaurs to be filled in. I think that makes a lot more sense. So yeah, would be very nice to hear from you guys which kind of animals you want to see. And that's about it. Thank you so much for watching as always. And yeah, if you like the content and want to see more of this series especially, make sure to subscribe. And yeah, that would be amazing. So, see you in the next one. Have a good time and goodbye everyone.